Welcome to Bosco Campus Vision. You're watching the campus television channel of Don Bosco College, Kottayam. This lecture is on the prescribed syllabus of 5th semester BA English Literature and Language. Paper is Literary Criticism. In this lecture, I am going to deal with the topic Romanticism. The term Romanticism has been variously defined by various critics. Hugo defines it as liberalism in literature. Goethe says Romanticism is disease, classicism is health. George Sand calls it emotion against reason. To Hartford, Romanticism stands for liberty of imagination. Commenting on the difference between classicism and Romanticism, Stodd remarks, classicism is born of law. It is nourished by authority. Its ideals are known. The cardinal notion of Romanticism is not acceptance but rejection. Romanticism rejects the literal and seeks the allegorical. It leaves the seen and searches the unseen. It casts aside the evident and seeks a symbol of deeper thought. Abercrombie stresses Romanticism is a withdrawal from outer experience to concentrate on inner experience. Next, let's see some of the characteristics of Romanticism. First one, mystery. According to the Romantics, there are more things in heaven and earth than are perceived in the ordinary course of life. And it is this feeling that arouses their curiosity in the unearthly and supernatural. Next is interest in the past. The Romantics sought to get away from the pressure of the present reality and to find modes of deliverance from the dead weight of routine. Next is love of nature. The Romantics discovered a new beauty and wonder in the world of nature. They minutely observed nature in all her aspects and expressed in poetry their emotional reactions to her beauty and magic. Next is interest in humanity. The Romantics took great interest in humanity and dealt with the lives of common men and women. The hearts overflow with sympathy for the poor and the downtrodden. They glorify the innocence and simplicity of the common man. They find the divine in man, plead for his emancipation from all bondage. Next is freedom of imagination. Imagination is the cardinal characteristics of Romanticism. It is the freeing or unfettering of passions or emotions in art and letters. Next is subjectivity and spontaneity. Poetry to them was the spontaneous overflow of powerful feelings. It is the poet's own emotions that finds expression in the poetry. Next is love for the elemental simplicities of nature. The great Romantic poets found inspiration in the simplicities of nature. They found inspiration in the simplicities of everyday life, like an ordinary sunset, a walk over the hills, a cluster of spring flowers, the rain-wearing west wind, the song of the nightingale, a cottage girl, a simple old salesman, etc. Next is speculative and inquisitive tendency. According to Rickett, Romanticism includes a speculative and inquisitive turn of mind. Wordsworth's theory of poetry and poetic diction, Shelley's transcendentalism, and Coleridge's critical theories are permeated with inquisitiveness and sharp intellectual quality. That means they are eager to acquire knowledge or are curious to know things. Next is regeneration of poetic style. Poetic style acquired a rich variety in the hands of Romantics. The heroic couplet of 18th century gave place to a variety stanza forms. The Spenserian stanza, the ballad, the blank verse, the lyric, the ode, and the sonnet were all revived. The metrical peculiarities of the old ballad gave a fresh inspiration to great poets like Coleridge and Keats. A richness in language and a variety in metrical forms created a new melody in English poetry. So, these are the characteristics of Romanticism. Romanticism is sometimes used for the mysterious and unexplored beauty of the Middle Ages, sometimes the unheard melodies expressed in the poetry of Shelley and Keats, for the expression of the novelty and mystery in commonplace objects of man, nature, and human life, as in poetry of Wordsworth, for the majestic revelation of earthly touch in things mysterious and uncommon, as in the supernatural poetry of Coleridge, for the fiercely passionate and rebellious poetry of Byron, for the historical novels of Scott, for the desire of creating an ideal world, the ivory tower as a citadel of relief from the maddening strife of the crowd. In this lecture, we studied Romanticism and its characteristics. Do the given exercise and submit on time. Thank you.